Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what's good? Like, share, subscribe, Cash App, $ Winston Spivey. So let's dig into these files more. Last night we talked about Russell Wilson. Okay, we did another video about Nicki Minaj, and today we're going to do one about Bill Gates. And I've heard on and off his name in these files, and more recently I've heard some very unfavorable things about Bill Gates, him with children, and there's a lot of weird scientific stuff that he wants to do also with population control and things of that nature. It's understood that he may have been part of inventing like an embryo that could take eggs and things of that nature of a woman, and they could I can't think of the name, but they could actually grow the baby inside of a robot, stomach. Okay, I don't know if I think the embryo's the egg or whatever, but it can be fertilized and it can grow in that robot stomach. That type of stuff. They really got that type of stuff out there. All right, I really do believe over time, since he sold Microsoft, I don't know, it could have been like that for a while. The last like 15 years, this guy's really kind of came like a weirdo. Okay, but yeah, from what the Bill Gates that I studied a long time ago, and then when he was in college and that kind of thing, actually he went to school with Dell, the guy that has Dell computers, and Steve Jobs, and they were looking for programs to sort their work and all that. All right, then that's when you come out with the Word and the Excel and that kind of stuff. They called it Word Perfect back then. Okay, I remember I was in school when that came out, and that's how he was able to make a shop and that kind of thing, and he'd be the richest man in the world. Just a little story about Bill Gates, but anyway, you're hearing about this stuff. Okay, and according to reports, that Bill Gates' wife, all right, which they're already divorced in 2021, his ex-wife was also named in it, and she wasn't happy, and she's all saying, look, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Okay, that I don't know if she knew what all went on. Okay, but I mean, wholeheartedly knew, but it sounded like at one point in time, she was ready to leave. All right, so, okay, according to reports that this is documented, okay, in the files that Bill Gates had asked Elon Musk, okay, and I'm thinking for people to know that they had to have some type of informant around, okay, or somebody posing to be a friend or a plant, that were acting like they were a friend or not, and then they would go back and and document this stuff in these files. But Bill Gates had told Jeffrey Epstien, because they did have a working professional relationship, to say the least, that look, you know what, I caught something, an STD, with a Russian woman, a Russian maybe a call girl or something to that effect, and he needed some needed some pills, okay, antibiotics to give to his wife to make sure that she wouldn't catch it, before, let's say, it would show up in her body. All right, and this is what Bill Gates has been exposed for. This is not the only time you're going to hear about Bill Gates. Trust me, concerning these files. You will hear more about him. But his wife went on record to say, I guess in an interview or something to that effect, where, once again, it's like, talk to Bill and find out what was going on with all that or whatever, because she said that she's in a different place in her life, and I guess she has every right to be. All right. Maybe she wasn't agreeing on whatever type of agenda that they were doing, because yes, between Bill Gates and there's other people, there is an agenda. But she didn't like the relationship that her husband and Epstien had. You understand what I'm saying? And I guess at one point in time that she was discussing about a divorce, like around 2018, 19, something like that. She wanted, once again, I think that she was ready to leave. And she left. She moved on. I heard she married some type of college professor or teacher or something like that. And, Bill Gates went on, did his thing. But maybe she traded the fame and, the acclaim for happiness. So this is not good, man. This is not good type stuff. So, and again, all this stuff is allegations that Bill Gates is innocent until proven guilty. But if everything was false, let's say if everything was false, everything, and I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. All these podcasters talking about it. Nobody don't know what they're talking about. Okay, none of us. If that be the case, why has this stuff been, stuffed in a file for what, 20 years, 30 years? Okay, they got some stuff about Kennedy and Martin Luther King that's been stuffed away for like 50 years. Okay, and I understand that those files are coming out in another year or two. Why though, y'all? Okay, I mean, you don't think there's the slightest bit truth to it? So, 50 Cent, for example, all right, he's sitting there calling out Diddy and this and that, okay, and he's on the files for whatever reason. I don't know what he was doing on there, but hell, he was named on there, okay? Elon Musk calls Donald Trump out and said that he was on the files, President Trump, and Elon Musk is on the files, okay? Talking to Elon, and you can find this article, I said yesterday, you can find this article on the internet where Elon Musk had discussed to Jeffrey Epstien about the wildest party that they were having in Caribbean, okay? A conversation that they had. Public information. All right? Bunch of hypocrites, y'all. So, sound like to me, Bill Gates is going to have some explaining to do if they want to take some type of action. So, let's see who's on there next. It's going to be interesting, all right? We probably only got maybe 200 pages, I believe, from what I understand. So, 200 out of 2 million. So, it's going to be a long road. And I think that anybody that I find, maybe find a person of interest, and if they are doing wrong, that they will be exposed on this channel. It is what it is. If you want to listen, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. If you don't want to agree, we don't have to. But, in the end of the day, the truth shall set you free. So, let me know what you think. We have more content coming.